I don't believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Oh, I don't have a cool send-off. This is embarrassing.
Obviously, we are different.
We're all you're getting.
Ha! We're all you need.
They call themselves the Dad Batch.
Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. The defective clones with desirable mutations.
This is one meeting I don't want to miss.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Dad Batch Podcast, episode 141. My name is Stevie Kicks, and I am one of your three hosts today. And with us, as always, the other Dad Batchers, your space daddies. First up, specialty costume manufacturer, painter, and galactic arms dealer. Look at those guns. It's John Rodriguez. How are you, man?
Yeah. Pew pew. I'm good.
How you doing, dude?
doing?
I haven't seen you in like forever. I wasn't here 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks? Last
For 2 weeks. Well, because sometimes you sat in on the other pod too, so you were there like double time, and then now you were not at all.
How are you,
So,
man?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. Just
Two
same old.
podcasts now. You're a busy man.
Hey, what can I say? I go where I'm needed. I don't know.
Right on, dude. We're gonna have a good show tonight. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you.
And of course, as always, the sixth-time commanding officer of the 501st Legion Southern California Garrison. It's Raimi Shanaday.
Goodness gracious.
I was channeling my WWE announcer there.
Nice.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for flying the ship last week.
No problem.
I had like in Southern California, we're just like where I live, we're having like the worst pollen right now. So like an hour before the show started, I was just like hit with this like allergy migraine. I couldn't even like see straight, literally.
So I was talking to a friend of mine. So I think everybody by now knows that like I go to Atlanta for work a lot. And so I was talking to a friend of mine that works there, works and lives there. He was saying, so Atlanta is notorious for their pollen. Like you go outside and like in the morning and it's like yellow on the ground. And they said that he was saying that like, oh, when the pollen count is 1,000, they will tell you like, oh, if you've got respiratory problems or whatever, it's best to not go outside when it hits 1,000. I guess last week it was 14,000.
Oh,
yeah.
How do you breathe?
That's what I want to know. Like people are like walking around with gas masks or something. Like that's insane. But like you'll go outside in the morning and like the sprinklers at the hotel will have run. And like there's like these little yellow streams in the parking lot, or it's just ridiculous. Like the car's covered with it just from overnight. It's gross.
so gross. Yeah.
There's certain times a year it's just gross. And like I thank God I don't have problems with it, but like even I feel like it's just oppressive. Like between the humidity and it's just a different environment there. It's crazy.
That's gross, dude. Nothing like Southern California's weather.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of SoCal, I gotta get a bumper. When you're talking about something later, give me a flag or a hand up or something, Raimi, so I can get this bumper going for the announcement.
Okay.
Which I should have done before the show.
Okay.
How are you guys doing? I feel like I said, I feel like I haven't seen you guys forever. Catch me up to speed. What's been going on with you guys?
I mean, as you can see, it's Wednesday. My footy season ended, as I think I mentioned it already, but we lost the season. I guess we lost the championship and we got second place, whatever. But anyway, So that's over. I think they're going to start again eventually, but I don't know if I'm going to play again on that team. So we'll see. Probably not, since you guys love your Wednesdays. But yeah, everything else is normal, I guess. Just waiting on something good to happen.
I listened to last week's episode. You guys had JC on from Scum and Villainy.
Yeah,
It's a good dude.
he's a great dude.
Like
Yeah.
just listening to him, it feels like he's like one of us.
He's full of like trivia knowledge, but like the most obscure stuff, but like all the time. Like he'll just come up to him and be like, "Hey, did you know?" Blah 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 blah. And you're like, "No, I didn't." He's like, "Yeah, well." it's
Well,
true."
he's literally a professional at trivia, right? Like with all the
He-
shows he was
He,
on.
I think he does come up with the questions for trivia, and they're all, some of them are like really 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 obscure.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, no, but he's a great dude. What about you, Rames?
Still away from the homestead. I'll be back at the usual location next week. So my
Nice.
walkabout,
Walk about.
but it's been good. Yeah. What about you, Steven?
Stevie?
Yeah.
Doing a lot of like prep around the house. So like we started our backyard last year with the turf and all that stuff. So we're finishing it right now with like the outdoor kitchen, barbecue. I got a pizza oven, and I got a high-tech pizza oven that turns the pizza for you.
Ooh.
So that
Is there like an app? Do you have an app for your phone and everything?
No way.
yeah, I think so. I think it's Wi-Fi.
Nice.
But
So, when's the pizza party?
dude,
Alright.
like in 2 weeks. So as soon as when the pizza stone gets to like 800 degrees, it alerts you, and then you put the pizza in there for like literally 90 seconds, and it just turns it, and it's like perfect. And then we're doing like the standard stuff like a lounge area, dining set and all that. But we're building it all ourselves. So like instead of like the material that we got is like from like Home Depot, so the canopy and all that stuff.
Is it the Alumawood stuff, like the aluminum
Yeah,
that looks like wood or whatever? I've done
Yeah.
a few of those installs. Yeah.
but we're doing it ourselves. So it's just me and my wife, my 5'0" wife who can't lift as much. So
The helper.
yeah, it's a helper.
So she's the foreman.
Yeah, yeah. She just tells
He
me
just
what
tells
to do.
you what to do. Exactly.
But she did. We poured concrete the other day.
I
Which
hear that was fun.
never gonna do that again. It was the most. I told my wife when we were all done, I was like, last time I was that stressed, you were having a baby. Like I cannot handle the pouring of the concrete and like getting it before it sets up and all that stuff.
So why did you go with the quick set stuff? Like, why did you need it to be that instead of just the regular overnight or whatever? Like, why did it have to be that product? Because they make stuff that doesn't set that fast that would have been lower stress. Like, you could have just let it take longer and it wouldn't have, like, you could have worked it
You
longer.
could have chilled on that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know that now. Rainy.
Anywho,
Did you get the wrong bag, or did you just, that's what you're familiar with?
No, I'm not familiar with anything that has to do with concrete. My experience with concrete prior to this was paying someone to do it. So yeah, and that's going to be my future experience with concrete. It's paying someone to do it. I mean, there's really like, I guess there's a lot of skill involved in it. It's like YouTube lies to you, telling you how easy it is. It's
Yeah, man.
it might be
cost money.
it might be simple but not easy. It's one of those things that it's just like with anything, like even what we do with our costumes and stuff. There's a lot of skill and talent involved.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
I always get these YouTube videos or not sorry, like Instagram reels or whatever. This dude like he'll like use concrete and he'll build like a bridge and a little dam and he'll put like a little generator in it, like in a river, like somewhere, I don't know where. Like and there's like a little generator, and like by the time he's done, he's got like a full-on little dam with a generator in it, and it's powering like street lights across of it, and like a little scale model of a full-on like Hoover Dam or whatever that he's built out in his backyard, and like just with concrete and stuff that he had laying around. Like, crazy. So
It's funny. I've seen those. I've seen a few of those.
Did you guys watch anything this week?
Well, we're going to be talking about it later, but
Yeah.
Killer of Killers, it's been out for a little while now, but we haven't really discussed it, so we will be talking about that later tonight.
Heck yeah, man.
mhm.
I watched it. I got lots to say on it.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian's not here because he's on assignment with work stuff, as well as Luke. Luke's doing dad things right now.
Yep.
And Joe is busy doing house things right now. But I should say, I did watch How to Train Your Dragon, the new live action one.
The live action.
It was excellent. I don't want to give my opinions and my review on it yet until Brian gets here.
Wait for Brian.
That's his jam.
He's gonna
But
go.
since we're talking about new movies, let's get into the box office top 5 here. So we got 2 new movies in the top 5. Rounding off the top of the list, we've got How to Train Your Dragon, just released with a weekend domestic gross of 85 million and a total gross of 105 million. Lilo and Stitch, with its 4th week out, took in 16 million for a total now of 372 million. Raimi, you said that Lilo and Stitch was different. The live action one is different than the cartoon one, right?
That's what I was told. I haven't seen it.
Okay. And my kids saw it today with their grandma, so I got to get their
You got to see what they say. Yeah.
I got to get their in-depth review on it.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's not seen it, but I've heard. I mean, we can talk about it afterwards, but there are details that deviate from the animated version
Heck.
in ways that were impactful enough that like the diehards that I talked to were not happy about it.
In third place, newly out this week, The Materialists. This is starring Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Chris Evans. This had a weekend and total gross of 12 million. Coming
It's
in
a
4th
rom-com?
place. It's a rom-com, yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys see like the press junket thing of like Dakota trying to get the 2 guys to kiss, and it was no? It's making the rounds. Chris, the Human Torch and the Mando. Let's see. Mission Impossible in 4th place. The Final Reckoning brought in a weekend of 11 million, bringing its total gross to 169 million. And for the 2nd week out, man, this is a big drop for Ballerina, a John Wick movie. Weekend gross of 9.8, bringing its total gross to 44 million.
Oh no.
Do we know what the budget was for that?
For Ballerina?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like,
Probably more than that.
I'm just curious if that's considered doing good enough or not. Probably
No.
not.
That sounds really bad.
That's not good for a John Wick franchise film.
Budget was 92 million.
Oof.
Damn.
So it's not even
Even
halfway
close.
there.
Yeah. That's a bummer. I think it's because I haven't. Yeah, I can't talk about it because I haven't seen it, so I'm contributing to that. But I feel like the character of this Ana de Armas character, there's no emotional connection because John Wick. You're like, damn, I've seen him 4 times already. I want to see what happens. But this new girl is like, oh, she's just awesome, and you're not connected any other way.
I mean,
you want to go see it.
Listen, I might be living under a rock because that's entirely possible, but I feel like they've undermarketed this too. Like, have they done much to really get it out there? I haven't seen anything for it.
I saw a little bit, but it wasn't a huge campaign, I guess. I did see a decent amount of stuff though on Instagram.
Is Keanu Reeves in it?
Okay, so from what I hear, this movie takes place between number 3 and number 4 of the John Wick series. So from what I hear, he is in it for a little bit.
Interesting.
And she was one of the little ballerinas in a certain scene in one of the John Wick movies when he's like walking through somewhere, and there's like little girls dancing or whatever. Like she's one of the little girls. I think that's the whole connection.
I don't know. I do you guys think this is gonna hurt the chances of a John Wick 5?
I don't
know.
No.
Because people want John Wick 5.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not against Ballerina. I'd love to see it. I just haven't had time, or I'm probably going to watch it on streaming eventually when it comes out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But I want it to succeed, and I want it to do good. So, I don't know.
I heard a thing that James Gunn was talking about with movies that get greenlit.
With unfinished scripts?
Yeah, it's like, the studios will greenlight the movie and throw a bunch of cash at it before there's even a screenplay like finished. And meanwhile, he's of the camp where it's like, get the screenplay done before anything gets greenlit, right. That way you can see if there's substance to it. And he said
he's
that was
already canned a few things.
Yeah.
For the scripts being bad. Like
right.
The Waller show got canned in another show.
And he was actually saying that's why this isn't one of your news things, right, Ramey?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he was saying that's when he was at Marvel. That was one of the most frustrating things was that Disney was pushing just all these different content things from Marvel without screenplays like even finalized. So that's
yeah. I feel like that's a new philosophy. It didn't used to work like that.
Mm-hmm.
I also wonder if they're throwing stuff out there now, not really worried about how it does in the box office because they know that in enough time they'll make their money back over whatever they make off of streaming. But it is interesting because, like, on one hand, you'll hear people say, "Oh, streaming is dead." Like, you'll hear that from like studio executives, even, "Oh, streaming is dead." But then at the same time, they're also like, they have to hang a certain amount of their revenue strategy on what they think they'll make on streaming.
Yeah.
So it's not going away. Weird. The three of us don't have the answer.
Oh no, yeah. I do not.
Come on, guys, we can figure this out. Oh man. You know what I really want to see is Keanu Reeves and John Constantine too.
Yes.
Like
yes.
That movie, and he's said that
was such a good movie.
Yeah, he has said that he wants to do it.
Yeah.
He's just I don't know, man.
The first one was so good. So good. Just on its own.
I think it's a DC character. So
yeah,
but he travels like I think the character travels between like even dimensions and stuff, so they could bring him in.
Yeah. Hold on. Is he DC?
I think it's DC. It's
DC Comics anti-hero. Yeah. Yep. Also known as Hellblazer.
Yeah, that's the one, Hellblazer. Let's see here.
That should be the name of the second film. Constantine. Hellblazer.
See, we did figure it out. They just need to hire.
There we go. Hire us, Warner Brothers or whoever's doing that. Damn, that would be so cool. It's like John Wick, but Constantine.
Ramey, did you have that copy set up for what we're announcing?
I do.
Okay.
Welcome to Pabu, my home away from home.
Family reunion. Got to have a family reunion.
like how we're still using the family reunion bumper, even though we're not calling it that anymore.
Hey man, it's all I had.
That's all we have. I know.
I could fix it in post.
Okay, so San Diego Comic-Con is right around the corner, just a little over 1 month away, and the Dad Batch will be there. So on Friday in room 7AB from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., the Dad Batch podcast, we are calling these the Walking Workbench. So we're not doing the family reunion events outside of celebrations anymore. We're going to call these the Walking Workbench events because what we find is when we do non-celebration events, it really is about the cosplay. So all 6 of us, the entire Dad Batch, so Stephen, John, myself, Joe, Luke, and Brian, all 6 of us will be there to dive into the cosplay scene at San Diego as we bring the costuming community together to share tips, tricks, encouragement for costume builds from all around the con. We're going to be scouring the con for not just the best of the best, but also the most creative, innovative, skilled, and funny cosplay. It's not just about finding the best looking costumes, but if we see something that catches our eye and we can tell that something extra creative went into building the costume, or the maker did something extraordinary to pull off a detail or effect, those are the people we want to be talking to. And those are the tips, skills, and makers we want to help bring to you, our audience, with our Walking Workbench events. So again, join us. So yeah, again, that's going to be on Friday in room 7AB. So we're a little bit later than we like to be. I was talking to the con planners, so they got a lot of applications this year. So we're in room 7AB, and again, that's on Friday from 8 to 9. So we're going to be there, and then we are going to run, not walk, but run down the street.
Damn,
Mosh
8
Island.
to 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Lit.
Yep.
And then you go straight to Mosh.
And then you go straight to Mosh.
What time does Mosh start?
9 p.m.
9
p.m. So we'll
It
be
better.
running down the road and go right there. But yeah,
Pre-game during the panel, John.
exactly.
I mean, I guess we could. Can we? Is that a thing?
Who's going to still be there to check?
Touche. Well,
So yeah, so we'll
Okay.
we'll figure all that out. And
Another rush to Mosh.
and you never know, there might be the Dad Batch might have something else up our sleeves going on during the weekend of San Diego Comic-Con. There might even be a couple things going on that weekend that we will be yet to announce. Some official and some not. So stay tuned.
Dun, dun, dun. What? Damn, I hate when you guys keep secrets.
You know everything. You know everything. There's no secret.
But I forget, and then it's
You do
just
I
forget.
can't help with that part.
I know.
You do forget. Because when
You
I
do
talked
forget.
about the Japan thing, you were like, what? And I was like, dude, we told you this as soon as we got here.
Mm. But I wasn't there, so it was like,
No, I told you this when we got back.
I know,
Anyway.
but since I wasn't there, you know what I'm saying.
I'm super excited for Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. How many days left? Was it 30 days?
Oh goodness.
About
SDCC.
less.
Well, it's the 18th right
is
I
now.
know.
I think it's just a hair. I think
July
it's technically just a
24.
hair more. Yeah. A month
How
and a couple days.
many days to July 24? 36 days. Oh, okay. 36 days.
36. Oh.
Oh, well, I do want to show you what I have done for my costume so far, but I'll show that to you in Workbench, which we should get into now. So thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Dad Batch Pod. That's all one word spelled out. Dad Batch Pod.
This garbage is nothing like clone armor.
Looks a little tight on you, old man.
Yeah, at least I know how to wear it.
That's right, everybody. It's time for the weekly Workbench. All right, gentlemen, who is working on what?
I guess the camera's on me. Okay. I'm not at home. So the one thing I did bring with me though is my sewing machine. So because that's something that I can kind of like pack up, and it's easy to bring fabric and patterns and whatever. So I've been doing a lot of sewing. So I showed off the other day, I think the coat for the Golden Age Deadpool. That was last week, right? And I think I had the shirt for Captain Silvo right? So I
Yeah.
got the pants done for Captain Silvo as well. They're not super fancy in a way. Oh shoot, they're super loud. In a way, they're very similar to like Han Solo pants. It's kind of a brown fabric, and then there's this like yellowish stripe. They've got pockets down the side. They're super high waisted. Like when you put them on, like the fabric goes like all the way up to your belly button because he's got two belts. So the belts so the normal pants, and then there's like two whole set belt sets that go on there, and you can see like there's the belt, the crazy belt buckle, and like so there's that. I've got most of the pieces for Captain Silvo pretty much put together. So once I get home, I'll get. I think I've just got to get the helmet painted, and he's just about done. So and then the other thing that I was working on, I had this pattern for, the ponchos that we see them wearing like in Andor and in Rogue One. So I had a pattern for that I got off of Etsy. Happy to share the link with anybody that's interested. Turned out to be a good pattern once I figured it out. I will admit, seemed to be written a little bit for somebody that was familiar with that maker's style. So it was almost like you had done something with that person's patterns before. You kind of needed to understand their lingo a little bit. Once I figured it out, it was pretty straightforward. So I got some really nice high-end cotton ripstop and got this pattern put together. So you can see got all the details and the top stitching. And
this is the Imperial officer poncho, right?
Yeah, it's the black Imperial officer ponchos that you'll see the officers wearing.
Love it.
So yeah, it came out. I'm really happy with it. So I've got it reinforced in all the places. Like it's like around across the chest and around the neck. It's all like starched and super slick and sharp. And then it's super long. Like it's like barely touching the ground. It's that long in the back. So, but it came out nice and clean.
It looks really cool.
Yeah,
looks really nice.
I think I sent you guys pictures in the. Did I send you guys pictures earlier? No, I'll send it in the group chat.
I want to just wear that in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's different versions of it. Like if you look, there's in the CRLs, they've got a couple different versions of this, and there's like ones for Andor, and then ones like for like Solo or Rogue One, and then like so a version of it you can have it waxed. So if it was waxed, there's no reason why you couldn't wear it in the rain. It would be waterproof then.
But it's the same piece though, right?
Yeah.
I wonder why one would be waxed and one wouldn't.
It's interesting. I think one version has black thread and the other version has the lighter top stitching like I did. But I like it with the lighter, the contrasting top stitching so that you can see. Like the one version it's like black on black. You can't see the contrasting top stitching, but I like the version like what we see in Andor with the contrasting stitching like this.
Yeah.
So this is at least when I've seen these, this is what I recognize. So that's why I did it the way I did it. So.
I dig it.
Are you done, Rami?
I thought I was.
All right. I'm not working on too much these days. I'm just waiting on something to come in the mail. So then I can see what I need to work on. But in the meantime, David Neth was kind enough to print me the katana backpack thing and the swords also. But the idea is, so I have it here in my hands. I'm showing it. Katana blade handles. Both of the blades broke.
Oh no!
Yeah. But the plan was originally to have it static anyway. Like, and then I was like, maybe I'll sand it. So no, both the blades broke. So I will have this as static. I'm going with my first plan. it's going to be like a static backpack prop, but I'm going to make it so I can remove the blades because the blade or the blades, the handles are resin and everything else is FDM printed. So this is super light and this is super heavy up here. So I need to, make it removable.
Are you going to glue it? Are you going to glue it in or does it snap in?
No. It's actually pretty loose. So I'm going to wrap it in Velcro and then do a strip on the inside on one side of each and just for the con, and then I can remove it if I have to travel, whatever. So it's not this heavy, awkward thing. Because once you remove these things, it's like it's not that bad. It's like this, just this,
Those short blades, you could just wrap them in masking tape.
That too,
and then just friction fit it.
Just jab them in, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That I can just wrap the Velcro because I have a ton of sticky Velcro. Just like do a wrap and then do a strip down and just stick them in. And I ordered a shirt for my my green hoodie Deadpool, that bus bench Deadpool. It's I think I mentioned it actually in the last pod. Yeah, okay, cool. So that should be here any day now. I got the shipping notification.
Yeah, dude, I heard about your fiasco last week on the pod that he kept saying like 2 more days, bro, 2 more days.
Oh, well, you know what?
Hey, bro.
I mean, I'm kind of done talking about it, but I guess I'll update everyone. So I basically, what you heard, I told him just, I'm kind of done, give me 2 days, give me let me, I was just like, you know what? I just can't rely on this company, this person. I don't know. So I was like, I'm done. And I put up a story that was like, just basically a PSA, and I was honest. I didn't say anything bad about them. I just said, hey, listen, avoid these people if you want your stuff on time, essentially is what I said in a nutshell. And they were like, please, they messaged me like, hey, bro, please take that down. He's like, we can make your suit right away and da-da-da. And I'm just like, guys, like, you didn't already, like many times. So I ended up talking to them a little bit, and they sent me a different suit that might work for this con for us, for what we're doing. And in the meantime, they're still going to try to make the gray suit, which at this point, I don't even believe they ever will. But supposedly they sent me a red suit.
Do you have a tracking number?
I do.
No
Has
way.
It moved yet? Have you actually seen it move?
It hasn't moved yet. It's
no.
So apparently it has to get to the UK first somehow. Because I told them, I'm like, hey, the package is not in hand yet. Like I tracked it, and they're like, oh, that's because it says like once it arrives in the UK, then it'll like. So I was like, what the hell? I don't know, dude. So, but the tracking number is a real thing, and so I mean, it's progress. It's not much, but it's progress. So we'll see what happens. The tale keeps unfolding, the journey keeps expanding.
Gosh, man.
Yeah, I mean, and so I guess what the plan is, if I can get this red suit, I can wear, because it's not I have a different mask and stuff, whatever. So if I can wear Luke's X-Men trainee shirt, that yellow one that he has in Deadpool 2, the big yellow one with the X on it. If I can wear that, it'll be able to cover up most of the incorrect details that I'm missing for, that don't go with what I have, because I'm sort of mixing and matching at this point.
Yeah.
So that'll help a lot.
Well, not so much incorrect, but ones that you just don't have, that you won't have time to finish yet.
Well, yeah, because I'm getting something else. Like what I ordered 3.5 months ago, I'm not getting, at least not on time. I'm getting a completely different suit from a different movie in a different color. And the mask that I own is not from it's not the same as the suit I'm getting. It's from a different film, which was what I ordered, but whatever.
Yeah. Dude, 3.5 months of saying next week.
I mean,
that's rough, man.
Well, again, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, whatever. So we'll see. The saga continues. At this point, that's why I'm getting the hooded one ready with like the correct shirt that goes underneath and a hoodie that looks more right, and I have pants and the shoes that are somewhat correct. So at least I have that. I'm ready to go. Worst case scenario, I wear that, and it's still an accurate, still a canon Deadpool costume. So, it'll still work. But best case scenario, I get the other suit.
You've got the legit T-shirt, the legit hoodie.
Yeah, so for the most part, it's there.
Comfy pool.
Comfy pool, yeah. Well, actually, you know what? I wore the hoodie the other day to work, and it was just like a normal day. Like I was imagining, like, oh, this is what it might be like in San Diego, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so hot. So we'll see what happens. And then I was thinking, everyone else is going to be in full suits. So if I'm hot in my hoodie, you guys are going to be roasting.
I got
especially you,
four layers of wool over me.
You,
Trust me.
Dude. Oh my
I don't know.
In that coat.
Are you putting a fan in the mask or something?
There's room in there for that.
Oh my
Please.
god, dude! You need something. You need something. We're all we're all just gonna die.
We're
Put the fan inside the gas mask.
We have to suffer.
That's what I'm saying. Like we have to suffer, but let's be in the shade or at least in the AC or something. We got to plan this like kind of well.
We'll be inside. We'll be in the lobby at least, right?
Right. I hope so.
It's okay. It's okay if we sweat. That's like it's
it's
already
sweating's fine. It's just not passing out.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the smells at Comic-Con are that's par for the course.
Well, you guys are gonna be all contained. All the juices will be marinating.
Stevens is casual, but also hot.
Yeah,
hot.
You'll be comfy, Stevie. Yeah, you'll be hot.
I'm hot too.
Are you done, John? Can I go?
Yeah. I'm done. Go. Yeah. Go.
So
Sorry.
my Deadpool is the Ferris Bueller pool, and so I'm wearing the bathrobe. Oh my god, this bathrobe is so hot.
It's thick.
It's literally the most plush bathrobe, which I'm going to end up using after the convention because it's really like water absorbent. So
it's a bathrobe,
right?
Yeah, it's a real bathrobe.
You could like wipe sweat off with it. Yeah.
But so it's just this, and he doesn't show what shirt he's wearing underneath. It's just a white T-shirt. So I might
just wear
white T-shirt and boxers, bro.
Do the kitty shirt.
The kitty shirt. I was thinking a Dad Batch shirt. A white Dad Batch shirt. Just for photos. But the cool thing is because they don't ever show him below the waist in the movie in this costume. I'm just gonna wear shorts and Crocs.
Yes, dude. That's
Like,
the way to do it.
Yeah. Maybe some swim trunks or something. But my mask shipped today. I got the tracking number literally this morning at 7:30 a.m. And
it'll come quick.
Yeah.
It'll come in time.
Yeah. So I'm
you'll
set.
be fine. That'll be on time. Awesome. That's
cool. And I ordered gloves too, because in the movie he has the gloves.
The Deadpool gloves?
Yeah. But the ones I got are like all metal with they're like screen accurate.
Metal?
Yeah, so you know like
The
how
piece
on
on the
the
back, right?
no like
The-
on
the
the
strips?
knuckles.
The
Yeah,
strips?
the strips that I got are like actual like aluminum.
Yo.
Dang.
You're gonna sound off the metal detector, dude.
Maybe.
They're like brass knuckles.
When we get all of our stuff, I want to kind of like do a debrief. I don't know if we should do a debrief maybe after the convention.
What do you mean?
I want everyone to talk about their Deadpool variant.
Oh, like have a little interview with everyone?
Yeah, just like
in costume?
Oh, dude, we could do that. We could record it for
Dude, we're gonna have to do a
Workbench.
lot of stuff. Yeah, not only walking work, but we could each have like a 15-20 second thing, if it's that many of us. But
We
we're gonna
all
be
got
taking a lot of
parts.
pictures.
We all got different Deadpool parts from so many different makers because we did so many variations of Deadpool.
Yeah, we could say what we're wearing, Oh, this is from this, that's from here. I got that there. Boom. Next. I don't know.
Yes, Deadpool on
Deadpool on Deadpool.
It should
DP
be
on DP.
Dadpool on Deadpool.
Deadpool on Deadpool. DP on DP.
DP on
Double
no.
DP.
DP squared.
We're going into some rough territory. We shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Say
This
that.
is going downhill, guys.
Yeah, we're not. No double DPs. Deadpool live. Anyway, rough DP. No, Nate. Dang it. Anyway.
You know what else we should talk about, Ramey?
Kim's in the chat. What?
Those rugs.
We should.
I must be honest here. It is so choice. If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
Speaking of Ferris Bueller. Segue there.
So, do you want to go first, or should I show mine first?
Whoa.
Should I go first? Do you go first? Who talks first?
What? Whoa.
The rugs that we've got.
I've got mine here ready to show.
I've got pictures of mine because I'm not home. But yeah, you can go first since you've got yours right
Whoa,
there.
that's huge. I thought it was way.
You talk about it because I'm.
So Steven got a rug. So Steven got an unmarked package in the mail the other day.
Bro, that's like how big is that? Like what?
It should
4
be
by
about-
2.5 or something?
It's like 20 pounds.
Is it like it should be about 5 feet long, wide, or something like that, give or take?
Like 5 by 3 or something?
I don't know.
I think so.
Oh
It's
my
huge.
god! I thought it was like a floor mat, like a doormat or something.
No, they're big.
That's massive. Oh my! Look at the letters on that.
So we've got a friend up north that does these rugs. We'll get the Instagram out here, and I'm sure Steph has got the Instagram. She'll drop it in the chat here in just a second. So we'll rewind a little bit. So back at the end of April, completely coincidentally, on my birthday of all days, I opened my door to go outside, and there's like this long tube like leaning against my door, unmarked. Like I was not expecting this thing to be sitting there. And I opened, I'm like, what the heck is this? And it was my birthday, and I'm like, oh, okay, somebody. And I opened it up, and there is this. Let me get it. This rug is in the tube.
Oh my god!
That thing
is
as wide as the thing that Stephen was as the rug that Stephen.
It's the clone gunship.
It's the clone gunship from the original 2D animated Clone Wars. So, so these rugs, by the way, are made by Estilo Rugs on Instagram, estilo.rugz. Go check them out. So he hand makes these. So, and he's here in California. So I finally sussed out what had happened here. So our buddy Isaac, Esoteric FX on Instagram, he had this thing made for me just as a thank you for all the help and everything. Like I'm like, I was blown away, completely shocked.
No flipping way.
So I decided to pay it forward.
That's so nice.
And I commissioned a Dad Badge logo to be made. And when it was time to have it delivered, I had it sent to Steven's house.
Lord.
So Steven is now buried under it.
Which also freaked me out because I was like,
I thought, well, hey, I didn't know that mine was coming, so guess what?
It's like, how did somebody get my home address?
Yeah. So I've got it. So this is how it starts out. Like he starts with these giant canvases, and he kind of works from behind. And they've got this like machine that's got
a gun, right?
A gun, right? Like think of it like a tattoo gun with yarn loaded in it. And he works from behind, and he'll draw it out on the back, and he gets all the different colors. And he asked me, he's like, how detailed do you want it? And I'm like, well, I would definitely want like the 2 shades of blue, like the light blue line around the darker blue for the line around the edge, and I want the brown weathering on the inside of the letters and stuff. I want it to look like the logo with all the details, because it's certainly big enough to have all that represented.
Right.
So and it's funny, like a couple days later, he posted a picture of the trunk of his car. He's like, I just got some yarn, and it has like, I noticed over in the corner, I'm like, I saw the colors
that were
I'm like, oh, I see what he did there. And so then he sent me a picture a few days later, and he had this sketched out on the canvas. And then like he fills it up. He doesn't start until he's got the whole canvas filled. Like, so I don't remember what else he had. Like he had some clones. He does mostly like Star Wars and Marvel stuff. So like if you go look at his Instagram, it's like clones. It's mostly clone stuff. But then there's always like I've seen some Darth Maul and like I like Doctor Doom, and there's other characters that he'll do, Spider-Man. And then so he'll start working his way through it, and then like you see Rex up in the corner here, and I think that was like a Boba or a Jango in the corner that he was working on, and he'll get it all kind of blocked out from behind. And then this is the front. This was before it was trimmed, and then he goes in with like clippers, and he can either clip it flat, which I think is what we did for the one that Steven's got, or he can actually like texture it. So like he could have, for example, gone in and like trimmed the black shorter than the letters, for example. But he's like, if it's going to be somewhere where you're going to walk on it, like it's best to just do it flat versus if you're going to hang it on the wall, then you do something a little different or whatever.
Right.
So it was a really good experience to work with him. He's very communicative. And yeah, I mean, these things are beautiful.
He's
I've
got
crushed both
like
of them.
when you go to his Instagram, they don't look like rugs. Like when you're just looking at the different tiles of photos on his page, they just look like photos. They look like patches or stickers or
Artwork.
something. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not until that you zoom in and then you get like something next to it for scale that you realize, oh my God, this thing is a rug. Like he gets the shading correct. I don't know how he does it. I'm sure there's a method to the madness, but like he even got the weathering down.
Yeah.
On our logo, which a lot of people don't realize that our logo has like
Texture.
It has texture. It's got a little bit of weathering on it.
It's got that Bad Batch styled, like hand drawn sort of paintbrush stroke style lettering.
He knocked it out of the park, and it is so plush. Like when I stand on it, I sink down into it. It is so nice. It is so choice. I put mine in front of my shoe collection. So now every time, I think what I'm going to start doing is when I wear a special pair of shoes, I'll take a picture of it on the rug, and then I can tag them.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, go check out the Instagram. Hit him up with an idea. He's always like, follow his stories, because he'll post pictures of like suggestions that he gets or stuff that he'd like to do, and you'll be like, hey, if anybody wants to commission this idea, I'd love to do it, kind of a thing. So, and this, like, he turned something he likes to do into a job. More power to him, man. It's cool.
Well, thank you, Rami. I had no idea that you had sent it, so thank you for it. I was truly freaked out a little bit because it like you said, it's a giant package that just randomly showed up, and it had my full name in it and everything, my home address, and I open it and it says Dad Bash, and I was like, I did not order this.
Yeah, you messaged us. You're like, who sent this?
Who did this? Oh man, yeah, highly recommend.
He's got some ready to ship ones. I'm looking at his site right now.
Yeah, he's been making some clones that he's got ready to go, I think.
Got a couple clones, phase 1, phase 2.
If you guys are ready to purchase, make sure that when you message Estilo Rugs, that you tell him that you heard about him on the Dad Batch, and he will hook you up. So
Dad Batch special.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, tell him that he needs to work on more Bad Batch stuff.
Oh my God,
that'd be cool.
I need a Gonky rug.
That would be awesome.
That'd be sick.
Like a 2D Gonky laid out. Damn, he does good work. He does really good work. I mean, aside from the awesome ones you guys just showed, I'm looking through his profile. He does really good work. There's a Darth Maul on here.
Yeah.
crazy.
He really does. He does a lot of stuff from the old 2D animated Clone Wars, which I
Dude,
love.
this Vader with the blue and red contrast. You can't
Oh, yeah.
See, that's what I'm telling you, John. Like some of the stuff that he does, well, most of the stuff that he does, it looks like a photo. It doesn't
looks
look like
yeah.
a rug. Yeah.
Literally looks like artwork. Yeah. No, yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, Raimi.
Hey, Steven.
We're being hailed. This encryption's new. This might take a while.
Actually, won't take too long tonight because the news is a little light. So first up, happy birthday to friend of the podcast, Steve Sansweet, who turned 80 years young this weekend on Saturday. He celebrated by holding a special fundraiser event at Rancho Obi-Wan to help raise money for the Saga Museum project that he talked about when he was on the show earlier this year. So if you don't remember, the Saga Museum will bring together the 4 largest private Star Wars memorabilia collections in the world under one roof. At the event, Steve shared with his guests that they continue to make progress on the narrowing down their search for a home for the museum. And they'll hopefully have more news to share on that soon.
Make sure you guys go listen to episode 125 of the Dad Batch podcast, episode 125, for our special interview with Steve Sansweet.
Yeah. A little bit of comic book news. Boba Fett, Black, White, and Red. So there's a Boba Fett's getting his own limited Star Wars comic series titled Boba Fett, Black, White, and Red. We've previously had Black, White, and Red series on Darth Vader and Maul, written by Benjamin Percy, who wrote the first issue of Darth Maul, Black, White, and Red. Interior art will be done by Chris Allen. Steven's on it with the artwork today. So the synopsis says, I set him up with a Merc mission that goes wrong in 100 different ways as he's caught between the demands of the Empire and a rogue faction of the Rebellion. We're setting a major sequence in a lava system that Fett has to navigate to hunt down the best thief in the galaxy. I'm so lucky to join forces with artist Chris Allen, who brings his eye for dynamic action, wild layouts, and granular detail to this twisty, turny story that will keep you guessing until the end. So this issue will be the first of several Boba Fett anthology stories in the series. So it's available for pre-order now and arrives in comic shops on September 17th.
And there's 4 variant covers.
Yeah. And so with these, they're literally all only in black, white, and red colors. Like those are the only 3 colors you'll see on them. So yeah, that one right there is the one that I had seen. So, attendees of the British Film Institute's Film on Film Festival were treated to a rare screening of the original first print of Star Wars: A New Hope, which was at the time simply Star Wars. So, this was the original, not just an original copy, the original print. 1977 copy. 0 special edition features, no CGI, no George Lucas tweaks, nothing. Kathleen Kennedy even showed up on stage to make sure guests knew the screening was all on the up and up. She said, I'm here to make sure you don't think this is an illegal screening. It's incredible folklore. I have to say that even when I came into the company, there were endless conversations about where everything was and what in fact was the first print. And it's quite remarkable. What you're going to see is in fact the first print. And I'm not even sure there's another one quite like it. It's that rare. There's so much tinkering that's gone on over the years and things that George has decided, I'm going to change this. I'm going to try that. And then everybody kind of lost track of what it was. So, the idea that 1, it's even possible that they've lost it, but 2, in a way, like it's so funny. We talk about like they've made so many changes, but like these things were not precious to them at the time. Like the idea that they could have lost the original copy of Star Wars just blows me away. You're muted, Steven.
Have you guys heard of Star Wars, the Silver Screen edition? It's the legalities of it are murky, because it's one of those things that you have to have like, you have to find it on the internet. But the story goes, obviously none of this can be substantiated, but the story goes that there was a movie theater that had closed down, and when the new owners bought it, they were like clearing it out, cleaning it up. And when they went into the attic, they found all this like old stuff that the movie theater had just been storing up there. So it was old posters, old movies, trash, all this stuff. One of the movies that they found was an original copy of Star Wars, and the date on it was 1977. So it was like their first copy, right?
Mhm.
So they sold it. This guy buys it and he digitizes it. And he digitizes it in 4K, completely untouched, and shares it. So you can actually, I've seen it, I've watched it, and it's like even got the cigarette burns in the corner when they're supposed to like change the reel.
Mhm.
And the quality on it is amazing because it's been untouched since, it was real. So it's called Star Wars the Silver Screen Edition, if you are so keen to research that.
Nice. So last up, so go out to picturehouse441, picturehouse441.com. So they're hosting a live Q&A with Andor editor Jan Miles tomorrow as we record this. So that's going to be June 19th. Jan Miles has won 2 Emmys for his editing work on The Crown and Sherlock, as well as an Ace Eddie Award and a BAFTA TV Craft Award. He edited 3 episodes of Andor Season 2, including Messenger, Who Are You, and Welcome to the Rebellion. So this is going to be live at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and then again, encores at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and then again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. I guess so. I did a little digging. It's a little hard to figure out how this works. It looks like, so you buy tickets here. You can select a date. You can buy tickets for one of the different screening times. They're free. And then I think what they do is they email you a Zoom link that you can then attend. So if you like, it's a Q&A thing. If you want to do the live one, that's the one. Then you would need to do the 4 p.m/1 p.m. one. Because that's the one that's live. Otherwise, you're just watching a replay.
I'm gonna do it right now.
I looked at the FAQ at the bottom of it earlier, and it says that like, well, how do you participate? And it said that they like email you a Zoom link. So
okay,
cool.
Looks like I'm going.
Nice. You picked the live one?
Yeah.
Nice. That is actually it for the news.
Oh.
Who is Jan Miles? What did he do?
He's an editor. He edited 3 episodes of Andor. You should watch the news on the Dad Batch. They talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, you should check out the news.
Yeah. If you watch episode 141, they actually specifically talk about this.
If you go back to episode 141,
watch the news
at about, where are we?
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Just listen to the whole episode.
At around like 57.
Why did you make me do this?
Guess you have a choice. You want a war? Or do you want to just give me a gun?
My father, he go toilet on my hands.
Oh my God.
Urine is 35 degrees Celsius, staves off the frostbite.
How is this relevant?
You know, fathers.
All right, everybody. That's right. Another rendition of Hunter's Hard Drive. This week we're going to be talking about Hulu's Killer of Killers, the Predator movie that came out recently. It came out, when was it? June 6th of this year, 2025. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg and Micho Rutare. It's the sequel to Prey, believe it or not. And the sequel to this is going to be Predator Badlands, which is a feature film. So this is a 3-part movie. Essentially, it walks through 3 stories that you think are standalone, and they end up linking together at the end. So this is also spoilers. I'm not going to say everything that happens, but I am going to mention things that will be spoilery for the for anyone that hasn't watched it. So if you haven't watched, stop now, or if you're live, sorry. But basically, the first story starts in 800 AD, in Viking Scandinavia, Viking era, where basically it's like this chieftain woman and her family and her son are basically going off doing Viking things, pillaging and whatnot, and they end up coming up to I guess this predator finds them, and he's this monstrous looking dude. Are you going through? Oh, they're photos. Okay, I thought you were looking through the.
Yeah, he's just looking at the IMDb photos, which are not going to be in any particular order, unfortunately.
No, yeah, it's all over the place. But anyway, so the Viking one is really cool. The predator is like this massive. He's like a 7 foot tall dude. Yeah, he's got this weird gadget on he's like missing his hand, and he's got like this almost like a thumper from Dune, but like charges up and boom.
It's not the same predator from each of the 3 sequences, right? It's a different one each time, right?
Yeah, they're all different.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's a reason for that, which I don't want to get ahead of you, John, but
oh, well, no. I don't. I know. I'm not sure. I know why there's 3 different ones on purpose. Well, I know why we don't see them again, but
yeah,
I don't know why they're. So I assume that's why they're all different. So that first one is in 800 AD, and essentially the chieftain woman survives, and she ends up beating the predator, but. Okay, I guess I won't say what happens next, but in the second story, it's in feudal Japan in 1600 AD, feudal Japan, and it's basically 2 sons that are sons of the emperor, and one runs off and becomes sort of this rogue dude that's not into the family business, which is like killing, I guess. I don't know, but they have to go around, and they end up fighting this crazy predator that's. He sort of reminded me of Scorpion from the newer Mortal Kombat movies, where he has like this sort of like chain with I don't want to butcher. I don't know what it's called. It's sort of like a sharp metal object that shoots out, and you can pull it back, and it's kind of using that to go around, and it's gnarly. And at the end, yeah, it's also very cool. The main dude ends up surviving also.
In a way, I felt like the story of the brothers was very similar to the Cad Bane arc in the Tales of the Underworld.
Yeah, that's a good.
I kept going back to it. I'm like, we're watching the Tales of the Underworld with Cad Bane.
Is basically what happened, but these dudes sort of teamed up at the end, and the other ones.
That's
didn't.
True.
Yeah. See, there's that metal thing. And the third story takes place in World War II USA. It follows a mechanic who gets drafted into the Navy, I think, and he gets drafted as a fighter pilot, and he has like little to no experience flying a plane or whatever. He has a plane that won't fly, and he ends up getting it to fly, and so it's during World War II, and this predator is like flying by, I guess, on his ship, and it ends up getting into these dogfights with these U.S. Navy pilots, and this one kid who's like super clever, I guess, ends up outsmarting them, and wins. So so each of these people beat their predators. They won, right? They survived, but somehow all of them wake up in basically I don't think it's a prison, but they wake up on a ship with these collars around their necks, basically like. They got picked up as like the winners of whatever. They survived their thing, and now they are the champions of their time. And essentially what we learned is that, because I don't think this is a new canon, right? This is something that hasn't been talked about before.
A lot of this is new canon that has not been talked about before, but they pulled so much of it from already established like novels and comics and video games and everything. So
because essentially what these predators do is that they collect these champions essentially, right? And they like cryo freeze them until they want to use them, or until because like I said, the first story was in 800 AD, the second story was in 1600 AD, and the third story was in 1940s, and all of them end up being woken up at the end together, and they don't speak the language. None of them can communicate with each other, and they all get thrown into this. They're basically on the Predator planet. This is the fourth act of the film. They're on the Predator planet. They get thrown into an arena, and they have to basically fend for themselves, and they have to actually kill each other.
Yeah. Whoever, basically, it's a fight to the death. So they're the winners of each of their respective battles. They have to fight each other, and then the winner of that one has to fight the big predator boss on that.
Right.
planet.
It's like a battle of champions or something.
So this is what I was kind of alluding to earlier. So the reason that we see the 3 different predators in each of those episodes is because each one of those predators belongs to a specific race of Yautja, which is they're the representative of their clan,
of their culture, or whatever.
And so each of the clans submits their quote unquote champion, to fight, and then that champion fights the king predator, who this is our first time ever seeing a king predator or predator king, because they've only ever talked about him. I think it was like in a novel.
Okay.
Like in the
boy,
90s
does he
or something.
look crazy. He looks crazy in this.
He I wish I had a photo of him, but he has a cape made out of xenomorph tails.
Yeah.
His armor is made out of xenomorph rib cages. I mean, that's pretty hard, dude. Oh, and his crown, he has this like crown that goes to like down the back of his head.
Yeah.
And that's made out of the crown of an alien queen.
So he's the hardest predator.
Yeah. He's the predator king.
He's the king. So, but these 3 people that can't communicate end up basically outsmarting. So they win the things they have to. They're fighting against these monsters or whatever, these things, and then they end up somehow. And then the Viking lady's just like, all right, ready to kill everyone else, and somehow they end up being able to communicate and saying like, we have to work together to get out of here rather than kill each other, you know. And somehow they end up outsmarting the Predator King in a way that they escape on his ship that he showed up in the arena. But right as they are like starting to take off, because the pilot, he's like, if we can get to the ship, I can fly it, you know, whatever. And he ends up sort of taking off and hitting stuff as he's taking off. And as that happens, that Predator King is basically like saying like, all right, everyone, go get him, and because it's an arena full of predators, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
He says something like, "Time to go hunting."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then fade to black.
Yeah. So it's like there's 1,000 predators now chasing these dudes, and now I want to know what happens to them.
Yeah. My kid might know how to fly the ship, but does he know how to navigate time and space to get home?
Where
Like,
are
how's
they?
he gonna get
Yeah.
home?
What planet is that? Is that the same?
But see, the
planet
thing
from the
was, so the thing was, the girl from the Shield, the Viking girl,
The Viking, like, yeah.
she stayed back so that they could leave the
Jumped
ship.
back, yeah.
And you think that she's gonna go just like kill herself, basically fighting these guys, but we find out through the end credits that they just cryo froze her in the meantime.
They kept her, yeah.
There was like an after credits thing. I didn't watch past I didn't watch the credits, so I missed that if that was the case.
Was it after credits or was it before the credits? John?
I think it was before. It was just at the end.
You saw the cryo. You saw the cryo freezing, right?
She didn't die. Yeah, she didn't die. Everyone was like, "Oh, she's dead." You know, like she just stayed back, like sacrificed herself. She's gonna go after the king, and they're gonna. But they're just like they just put her back to sleep.
You saw the cryo freeze, right?
No, I missed that.
Oh, so yeah, the Easter egg is that what's her name? no.
The
Nari.
Viking mom.
No. This girl.
No. So
from Prey.
the main character from Prey is also seen in these cryo chambers. That's like the Easter egg.
Oh,
So
no, I
that's her
didn't-
right there on screen.
But see, I never saw Prey, so I don't know. I wouldn't have known.
Nuri? I don't remember her name. But she, oh, you haven't seen Prey. Oh my God. So,
But I did recognize the pistol. I mean, I knew that much was. from
that
it.
was kind of funny, actually. But so she was the champion of her, whatever situation, and that's why she's there. But yeah, did you see the pistol, Stevie?
Yeah.
The
when they so the three
each culture, the three warriors got the weapons of their cultures from the predators, essentially.
So yeah, the Scandinavian girl,
she got a hammer or an axe.
Even though her story was called The Shield, she got an axe.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
That's the thing, that predators were getting it wrong each time. They just gave them whatever they assumed was their weapon. She got an axe.
Kenji got a sword,
He got a katana. Yeah, he got a katana. So that was fine.
and then John Torres, he's from the episode The Bullet, so you think he's gonna get this like cool ass gun,
machine gun. No,
and the little flint pistol pops up.
He gets a flintlock pistol, the one from Predator 2.
But it is a significant
and from Prey.
pistol.
Yeah. So it has lineage,
and they got it from this girl from Prey when they probably stuck her in the cryo chamber.
Yeah. Because that's the connection. You're like, how did they get this pistol if it ended up with her? And then you see her at the end.
Yeah.
I
laughed a little. I laughed a little too hard when that little one shot pistol popped up.
It was funny. It was really funny. It was clever. He didn't, because I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna get something cool, and it's like he literally got a really old gun. But I really like the idea of them freezing these people and bringing them out, because they're all from different eras, So we don't even know what year it is during the show.
I hope that it's
in the future.
I hope that it's post. Like I hope it's like now in Predator time, like current Predator time, because when I was going through the Easter eggs of it. When they're showing all the different cryo chambers, the one that's right before the girl from Prey is you can clearly tell it's a male human, a human male in there, but it's so frosted over that you can't really like.
Was it Arnold?
It's Arnold.
Well, see, that's the thing. Okay, I forgot if it was Predators. I think it was Predators. The one with by Robert Rodriguez, where they send everyone to the Predator planet.
Yeah. With
Okay,
Adrian Brody.
Yeah. So
That
I
was kinda
read,
cool.
The opening of that was crazy.
when they're all
they're just
falling
falling.
and
They all
nobody
wake up
knows.
in free fall. It's
Yeah.
insane.
So I read the original screenplay for that, and they had originally planned to have Arnold at the end of that movie. So like everyone's going through everything that they go through in the movie. They're on the Predator planet getting hunted and all this and all that stuff, right? And then when they make it to the cave, so there's supposed to be a cave that they like hide out in at the very, very end before the credits end. And they're like, okay, what do we do now? And you were supposed to just see this like in the darkness, in the blackness of the cave, you were supposed to see a cigar light up.
Oh.
And then out from the shadows comes Arnold's face, and he's got the cigar. And they were he was going to do it, but he became governor. So they had to like scrap that whole story.
He couldn't do it while he was governor.
And there is no canon explanation of what happened to Arnold's character after the first movie. There's been so many different like explanations that are just all conflicting within the canon. But man, if they're freezing everybody in cryo chambers, they've got to have Arnold.
They have to. If that's what they do. Not only that, and they also have to have Danny Glover.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, we know that they kept the gun, right? They kept the gun and
they got the gun.
Yeah.
So they got to have him too. Imagine that. Wow.
And then just another thing that I really loved about this was that this is one of the first movies that has been completely done with Unreal Engine 5.
No way. Yeah, because the
So-
animation is like almost like sort of Spider-Verse-y, arcane-y, that type of vibe.
And I think
really modern.
I think production began on this October 2024. Guys,
Dang.
it's
The
only
turnaround
June.
time on that's insane. Then if
It's
that's
only
the case.
June 2025. Yeah.
Dude.
So the fact that that they've got the ability now to just turn around a story like if like this director Dan Trachtenberg, if he's got an idea, he could just spit it out.
Do it.
He turned
Do
a
it,
whole
right.
he turned a whole feature film around in Previs time. Then that's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
3 full stories merged into one.
And so John, this is going to lead in directly to Badlands, right?
This leads into Badlands, right? It's Badlands is next in this. So I think what Dan Trachtenberg's trying to do is like this whole Predator verse, where like obviously the old Predator movies were somewhat connected, but these are like very connected. You know, to the point where you're seeing people from Prey in this one, and then I'm sure we're gonna see these people in the new one at some point if they're on the same planet, or if they're on some, they're doing something similar. There's that guy.
I'll bet you that this guy, the main Predator in Badlands,
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you like, because we could tell from the trailer that he was like banished or something. Like he's
in trouble. Yeah,
he's in trouble. I'll
Yeah.
bet you that he has to kill one of these guys,
maybe.
like
But-
in order to like, I don't know, like redeem himself or something.
So we think we're going to see one of the, or we think we're going to see
There's
the
the android
the
chick,
3
though.
people.
I think we'll see at least one of them or 2 of them. Maybe one of them dies at some point and they don't show it off screen. So I don't know, but or maybe they're all 3 on there. But look, they have this android chick too. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff. There's a lot that they're going to do probably.
I wasn't super hyped for Badlands because I didn't really know much about it. But after watching Killer of Killers, I did a 180. I did a 180
Yeah,
on
dude.
Badlands, man.
It's going to be good. And you know what? She was probably that android girl they have in Badlands. She might have been the champion on some other story.
Yeah.
And she ended up here somehow. So grain of salt, obviously, but there's more to it, and it's deeper than skin deep.
I told my wife after watching this movie that I was like, you might think I'm crazy, but I think I want to build another Predator costume. She just rolled her eyes and walked away.
Wait till you see the Badlands ones, because there's probably going to be some really cool designs. And I think isn't the Predator King in that one where they show him kind of walking with the same alien tail as
really?
a cape thing? Remember?
Dude, I would so build Predator
where he's
King.
walking and it's like,
Because they in Aliens versus Predator, they had the Elder Predator,
mm-hmm.
but I guess the Elder Predators are they're like the elder of their clan. They're not like a king.
Right. They're not the main guy. They're not the main character.
Dude, imagine building it. When I built my costume, 3D printing did not exist. I bet you. Do they have files for that stuff now? Can I just
Probably.
download Predator files?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously
Anyways.
the mask part, but
Yeah.
some of it
can
you
make-
needed. Some of it you needed to be like flexible and organic. So
Well, you'd have to make molds. Yeah.
yeah.
Latex molds.
Pause the show. I'm gonna
Well-
go download some files. right
No,
now.
yeah. Anyway, so Killer of Killers stays on the hard drive. Obviously, I'm sure
100%.
you two agree. So go watch it if you haven't. It's on Hulu and it's also on Disney Plus if you have it with the Hulu bundle. It's rated R though, so keep that in mind. I wouldn't watch it with a kid or if you're sensitive to those types of violent fiction, depictions, fictional depictions. But it is good, entertaining if you can handle it, and it's definitely worth a watch. So check it out. Oh, and that's that.
Yep. Everything's available online now. The gauntlets, the plasma cannon, the shoulder cannon. Oh,
Let's do it, dude. Let's build you a predator.
That's it. We've lost Steven.
Yeah, he's in the black hole.
Next week on the Predator podcast, we talk about
Even starting his own show, yeah. The Predator podcast. On the Dad Batch Network.
on the Dad Batch Network. The new show on the Dad Batch Network.
Predator Pod.
Hey, speaking of the network, is the new episode of Paranoid out yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So episode 3 of Paranoid is out now on your favorite streaming services, and it should be up on the YouTube at some point, but it is on the streaming audio streaming services. So if you're into that weirdness, go check it out. It's fun and it's light, so check it out. Whatever.
Nice. What'd you guys talk about this week?
We talked about something very, very light. The mud flood in Tartaria. So we didn't get too deep into it. You know, there's a lot in there, but we talked about general things and sort of broke it down. So if you're into weird stories and stuff that might have happened or might have not happened, check it out. Might be fun.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today. If you enjoyed listening, feed that algorithm and leave a 5-star review on your podcast app. Be sure to include that cake emoji for John. You can find me at stevie.kicks on Instagram, sometimes on X. Gentlemen, let the listeners know where they can find you. John?
You can find me at pair_annoyed on Instagram.
Nice. And Raimi?
Pabu Frick on Instagram and thedadbatch.com.
Sweet. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in to episode 141 of the Dad Batch podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for episode 142. And until next time, enjoy your spice responsibly.